Aloha, this is Richard Halverson. This is ITS387P. P stands for programming. It's programming websites. And this is the first spring 2021. This is the first recorded class of the semester. And so I'd just like to sort of go over the syllabus, talk a little bit about the assignments and what we're going to learn and what we're expected to do for assignments and so on. So let me share my screen. All right, so here is here's the Laulimo website. And if you click on syllabus over here, you get the syllabus. And this is the Zoom room's not going to change. As far as the date and times go, I've set up, and I'm going to modify this to put the actual link there, but I want you to go to when is good, as you know. Go to when is good at richhalverson.com and put your username part of your email address there, and then your 8-digit UHID, and click search, and you should see this nice table come up where you can check off what days that you would be available for a class. And I'm going to change this. This will probably change every week because my schedule changes every week. And Monday in particular, some Mondays I have the whole Monday free, but lots of Mondays I don't have any times free. And same with Fridays. Sometimes I can't do things and so on. And so you know, I might, you know, if there's enough interest, I can open up Saturday or maybe go later. But anyway, so I'd like you to check this off. And then what I do is I have this one is good /schedule, which is, this is passworded. But I use this to schedule my week. And so, like, for example, this class is ITS387P. 7 out of 9 of you have filled out this form, and when you fill it out, the morning hours started on the hour and the afternoon hours started on the half hour. I've changed that, so they all start on the half hour. But anyway, for this week, my schedule ended up looking like this, and I'm gonna do my best from now on to make sure that there's no people excluded. Hey, Robert Davis, you're here, and you must not have checked off that you're gonna be here, because so you're one of the people I was worried about. See, so but this class is a 3-level class. You know, upper division, and it's more important that I got the ITS 128 folks going. So if you look over on ITS 128, for example, I'm actually meeting them 4 times this week. I'm not going to meet them 4 times a week every week, but I actually have I try all combinations. Of periods, choosing 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 if necessary, and then I map all of you in to see if I get all of you for every combination of periods, and it looks like for example, for this one, 4 periods, I get all 24. For ITS 130, I should be able to get all of you in 2. So I can just have 2 classes a week, and everybody should be able to attend every week. You might not be able to attend both classes in the week, but they're recorded, and so if you got something you need to ask, you know, then then that would be the time. And of course, they're optional, so you don't have to come if you're perfectly happy just watching the video and emailing me if you have a question or texting me, then that's perfectly fine also. All right, so that's that. And starting this semester, we have to actually validate everybody's attendance, and so you have to do something, and then we have to validate everybody's participation. Well, here's what we have to do. We have to uh, the people that sign up for classes and don't show up for 2 weeks and don't do anything, they're going to get disenrolled. Okay, so I have to look and see that you did something, and this is going to count as one of the things. If you say when you can come to class, that to me counts as you've done the first thing that you need to do. But it's kind of interesting. I don't know why they're doing that, but I guess it's because they really need accurate numbers on the number of students that are enrolled in classes, and it's not good enough just to sign up and pay and then not ever go. Um, it doesn't happen very often at all here at KCC, but at Manoa, every semester I've got people signing up for my ITS321 class, and it's got about 65 students. And every semester there's like one or two that they never show up, and sometimes they repeat and never show up, and I never could figure out why that is. But anyway, they must not be paying for it or something. Okay, so so I'd like you to do that, and so now this is the last time I taught this course. I didn't have a textbook, and I just made up stuff every week, and so I covered a bunch of technologies. I'm not going to be covering all those technologies this semester, but I'll be covering like most of them. I think there's like maybe one. I don't know if I'm going to cover Angular or not, but I'm going to cover most everything else that I had. And these Zybooks have gotten better and better. Each semester they're throwing in more stuff, and there's more stuff to choose from. So there's going to be the Zybooks exercises, and then there's going to be these assignments. And I think that's it. Let's go down here. There's the Zybooks exercises, and then there's the web server assignments, and then there's class participation. Now, these web server assignments are assignments that I grabbed out of my ICS 321 class, but it's just the web server part, okay, and some database class. That ICS 321 class is the database class that all ICS majors have to take to get a bachelor's degree in computer science, and or ICS, and so I'm the only one that teaches the class over this, so I see all the students. But I've got a bunch of assignments there, and I have them do, because there's so many students in the class, I have them do the assignments on a server that I assign them, and so they have to learn a little bit of HTML to present their work to me. This class is gonna cover some of the interesting parts of that class, but also we're going to use your web server platform that each of you have to present some of the work that you're learning, that you're going to be learning in the textbook. And so we'll see some more of that later on when we start working on these assignments. But so those assignments are here. And oops, let's I'm going to see what this looks like from a student. So let me open up another browser here. Wow. So this is what it looks like for you guys. Oh, this is all this. Really? You're only seeing that one? Oh, what? Open date. Oh, it's not January 25th yet, is it? Oh. Well, I can open it. I don't know why they're not open now. Now. So for all assignments, they're open whenever they're open. There's a due date, which is when I'll start posting your scores, and then there's the accept until date. But really, for these assignments, you're going to do them on your server. So when it comes time to grade them, I'm going to go look over on your server. I'm not going to look here at all. So these are just, dates for you. And then I have these are actually auto graded. The first one is simply to set up your web server to log into your web server. Show me you can log into your web server, and then you're going to put some these three commands in the .htaccess file. So when someone goes to your website, it automatically goes to the secure server. So if somebody goes to HTTPS, it's like I don't have a website set up. HTTP, like okay, for this other class I'm teaching. Oh no, here. Let's see if has anybody done the first assignment? Have any of you guys done it? Okay. Well, anyway, it's supposed to do this. HTTP colon excuse me / Richard H. .ics321.com, and you notice I'm going to HTTP. But once I go there, it automatically kicks me over to HTTPS. It's HTTPS. So and that's done by, and you do that by putting these three lines in your HTTP. Anyway, so do that, and then I have this program that runs that tests it and scores it. And the second assignment here, which these assignments are going to come due later, but and one reason why ITS 129 is required for this class is because we're going to be doing, I'm going to assume that you know MySQL, or that you're familiar with MySQL. I'm assuming you know some SQL and how databases work, because what we're going to do is we're going to write a couple of database triggers. And what a trigger is it's a little program down in the database where it's triggered by a certain operation, like an insert or an update or a delete. So you set up a trigger that can do stuff like it checks to see, the integrity of what you're inserting, maybe well, here, you'll see the example here. There's when you're inserting into this table, certain conditions have to be met that can only be tested and enforced by some programming. You can't just hook up the foreign keys or do that kind of stuff. You have to actually write some little programs that will abort and insert if some erroneous data is going to be inserted. And so that's what these two triggers do. That's what triggers are. And I don't think you've had triggers yet in any of your classes. And if you have, let me know. And then this one is a stored procedure, and stored procedures are kind of like triggers, except for they're a little more advanced. They're actually like function calls. Well, they're function calls, and so in place of a select statement, you have the name of a stored procedure, the name of a procedure, and a procedure can have arguments. A procedure can have parameters defined for it, and so you're going to write a stored procedure here, and by writing, I tell you everything. I tell you how to do everything except for some little itty bitty stuff that you have to go in and fill in. So it's the main thing that you're going to learn. The main way that you're going to learn is because you're going to type in all this code and get this big thing of nothing, working and not giving you any errors. And then you just have to go by that time you'll understand some of what's going on, or enough of what's going on, so you can fill in the answers here. But you see, this is SQL programming language. It's not like Python. It's not like it's not like C#. It's not like any language. It's a little bit like every language. It's not exactly like any language, but there's a lot of similarities. And after a while, by this time in your programming career, you should have, you've learned more than one language, JavaScript, and you're just going to learn another one here. And so you see, it's kind of different. There's this then, if something, then do this part, and there's else. You can have else. You can have else if. But inside here, you have see, these are actually select statements that are going to go in there. And I think well, anyway, they all have videos. Here's a nice video, and this video tells you exactly how to do it. Okay. So that'll help you along. 183 views.
Hello,
all right,
in this
so
video,
that's me.
I'm going to go over assignment 7.
So so that's the stored procedure assignment, and so that's programming. It's programming in the database. But then we're back to programming on the servers again, and we're going to write some APIs. And so you learn about writing APIs, and with these cool little APIs, we actually use the stored procedure that we created. We don't have to, but in this API you're going to make another API that does not use the stored procedure. It just deletes. It's a delete API. This is a search API. It's going to send back a JSON, object with an array of data. And then I'll show you how to test them and stuff. And this is HTML code that you're going to pop on your server, and that's how you can test your APIs. So anyway, so there's a lot of programming in here, programming in different languages. This is PHP, and I'll probably throw in some Python too, because we're Python programmers now. And I will, when it comes time to this assignment, I'll put up some Python code too, and I'll certainly have you running Python code on your server. It will do that. All right, so that's these assignments, and I've plugged, I think in this Great Big Classic, I've almost plugged everything in. Yeah, I plugged everything in. So these are all the participation sections of the Zybooks. These are the challenge activities, and these are these lab assignments, chapters, these chapters. And so, and then the website projects are down here, and then there's these forum posts, and I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with that yet, but it's going to be something like, start out with what's here, but then I'm also going to try to figure out some questions that I can ask you that'll help me learn about about what parts of the course you found more difficult than others. And I'm interested to see if, for example, you're all finding the same parts difficult, or you're finding some of you are finding certain parts difficult and others are not, and it's based on past experience that you've had, and that kind of stuff. So and that way it's useful for me. It's useful for you to hear what your colleagues have to say. But it's not like it's revealing, or it's not like it's going to embarrass anybody or give away any secrets or anything like that, because I don't want to do that. And with these online courses, since all these courses are online now, they really do, when we get evaluated by our peers, they have to comment on how well we use these tools to try to engage class participation and conversation and all that. So that's kind of why we do this. All right. So what these sessions are going to be starting next week. I want to have their, I'll pick one of these down here so everybody can show up if they so, you can all join in if you want to. And I'm just going to go over, go through the Xi books and go through the assignments and sort of get you going and try to spice it up a little bit. And so, that way you can kind of learn that way. One thing that I do want to learn from you folks is how much of this, how much of the content of this course you had in 227. I asked Steve Singer, but he didn't give me an answer, and so that can mean all kinds of things. One answer could be that depending on which ITS 227 course you took from him, when you learned different stuff, or maybe he's in the process of changing. I know he uses this book, or a version of this book, and I was able to look at one of the versions that he had for one of the classes, and I was able to look at the activity. I'm able to click on reporting, and then I get these percentages of how much of these things you folks did. See, so apparently, the class has completed 87% of the participation activities for chapter 1, which is just great. Participation activities, you should get all the points, and if you're getting all the points of the participation activities, then that just tells me you're paying attention, and that's worth something. Certainly worth something. And even if it's you click twice to get the answer, and then you type in the answer, even if it's doing that, it's you're being exposed and you're interacting. And then there's these challenge activities, and then there's these labs, and these labs I know a lot of you are working on the labs because you're emailing me, asking me questions. And so I'd like to just go through those. I think I've set all these as optional. I was going to include some of advanced CSS, but I couldn't really. So anyway, and I looked in the one for one of these that I have for a 227 that when he, in fall 2019 one, so that was a long time ago, and I think I was one of the instructors. But anyway, when I go to reporting here, and I look at what Steve Singer's fall whatever class did, is to get, they didn't do anything. So I don't know how. So I don't think you used in that class. They didn't use this book very much because there's not even any participation. That's really low. So, but anyway, so what we will be doing is just going through, and if there's ones that you're stuck on, we'll work on those so you can ask me, and that's just how we're going to proceed in this class. So let's you've probably all taken a look at introduction to this. This is all pretty straightforward. As let's see, this is the first. There's been no videos of this in this class yet. Has there been? I don't think so.
No video.
The first one, okay.
Never.
Now, this stuff, you should know all this stuff, but it's a good idea to go through it anyway. And the way you get all the points is you just click, you just, what do I do? I clicked this arrow thing. Oh, I'm going to 2 times the speed. Okay, so this is talking about different protocols for communicating over the internet, FTP, HTTP, and FTP, and so this is what HTTP looks like, of course, and this is what your web servers look like. So I think I've set web servers up for all you guys, haven't I? See, what's if I go to 387P. Oh no, I don't have your email addresses. Okay, anyway. Is Robert, see Robert, you're here, right? Yeah, oh, this is it. Okay, yes, I tested it already. So yeah, so all your web servers look like this right now. And then you go into the cPanel, so I'll go into my cPanel for this one. And you log in. I tell you what your login credentials are. And your cPanel looks like this. And there's a file manager here. And this is the root of your server. Looks like this. I'm showing all the hidden files. All the hidden files start with a period. That's you change that by settings, show hidden files. But anyway, you want to see all the hidden files because when you go into your public HTML, it's this htaccess file. There should be an htaccess file already in there. You want to be able to edit that. You want to be able to see it, because if you're not showing the hidden files, you won't see it because it's got that period. That's how you make it hidden. And these are the 3 lines that you have to add into that. And you click Save Changes, and then that works. But you can put. I'm going to be asking you to put stuff on your server, so stuff that you do in your assignments later on to show me your CSS and all that kind of stuff. And so you have this already, and you have something that looks like this. So anyway, and so this participation activity, since I clicked on these 3 things, and this checkbox pops up, which means I did it. So I get all the points. This talks about hypertext. This is great history stuff. You notice it's blank here, so I can go through here and say the period when the web was first developed is or. Oh, this is the period, so it must be this. Language used for a text file that describes a web page. Language must be this one. Web document that is viewed in a web browser. Well, that must be a web page. Collection of related web pages. Must be a website. Program that serves web pages to browsers. Well, that would be a web server. Protocol. HTTP is the protocol, and then browser is what we used to view. Yeah, so you know all this stuff already, because and see, I got all the points. There you go. So some of this might be kind of humbug, and you're just going to do it so you get all the points, but you know it kind of reinforces. Refer to the above table. This table. Internet users. 3 billion. Seems like it'll be more than that. Oh, 3 billion, 3.8 billion. Okay, yeah, that's more than half the world. Okay, right. Yeah, no, I guess that makes sense. All right. So when was the first website published? 8/1/91. 1991 must be. Ooh. When was Yahoo created? What? So this is what we're just learning how to read a table. 1994. I remember that. I remember Alta Vista. They were the best. Alta Vista was the best search engine back then, I remember. Because Yahoo wasn't really a search engine. Yahoo was a great big huge index. And you would click down. Whereas Alta Vista, you'd actually type in a search word, and it was really, really good at searching through websites to find occurrences of that word or occurrences of that term. And then, of course, now there's Google, and then Google sort of took that to the max. But anyway, how many websites exists in 2001? Oh, how many websites? Looks like 500 million. Oh, no, websites. 2001, 29 million. 30 million. All right, so anyway, and say getting these check marks, and then, oh, I guess there's no, can I just, what happens if I, oh, so it's easy to, if you get the wrong answer, yeah, it's easy, just check the other one. Okay, great. And then you get other points. So you can go through those. Let's go to it. So that's chapter 2. This class goes till 2:30, right? All right, so you can go through those. Let's go to, let's start doing some, let's try out some, well, okay, let's just page through them real quick. Yeah, that's what we should do. Okay, IP address. So, you know, every website has an IP address. What's your website's IP address? Pull up a prompt, ping Robert CD. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, ITS387P.com. That IP address is that 64.15.147.62, and everybody's IP address is that. So that's the IP address of the server that I rent, and I've got some websites on that server. So I have two servers that I rent. It costs about $300 a server, and I've got I used to have my own internet business. I still kind of do, but now I spend most of my time teaching. But so I have customers, residual customers that are left over from back in the old days that I'm still hosting, and they pay for these servers. So, and there's just zero traffic. I mean, they're just like, you know, it's a customer that's got some customers, and they might have 50 customers, and they use this, and there's this whole big server there just for them. And so I've got all this extra space and stuff. So I decided, well, this would be a great thing to use to when I teach classes in web servers. And so that's so here we are. That's why we have this. And if I ever get rid of my servers, then I'll just have Tony set up a server, you know, in you know, down in the lab, and we'll kind of do the same thing. I'll have to figure out, because there's some weird things about having a web server at UH and there be an external access. And, you know, we want to have external access, of course. We want to be able to work on this stuff at home, and I want to be able to look at your stuff from my home. You're working on it from your home, and so on. So anyway, so that's the IP address. And DNS, you can actually type some of this stuff in. Trace route. Do I type in an IP address? I think I do. Unicode unicode.guide.net. Okay, yeah, it's on the same. This is that company that's also on the server. And so here, this is where tracing the signal, the hops going from, I think this is me, 192.168.01, that's me. And then it goes over to this IP address, and then it goes over to this router, goes over here, boom, boom-de, boom-de, boom, and it ends up up in Canada, where the server actually is, in Toronto. iWeb, the server's at iWeb. So it's bouncing around inside iWeb right now. And it ends up at my server. So anyway, that's that. EDUs. And so so let's do some challenge activities. Those are harder. Let's find some showcase. Let's just buzz through this real quick. There aren't any challenge activities in this first chapter. You learn about HTTP. And web trends, that's nice. All right, and introduction to HTML. So we're going to be doing a lot of this. This is a web page for this, it looks like. Where's the picture? Oh, is this really a picture that's out there? Let's see. Copy, paste, and go. Oh yeah, there's that Ducati. So you can go, where is it? Oh, you can go, I'm gonna pop open a browser. Here's a text file. And I'm gonna open up a new blank text file, and I'm gonna copy this code. Oh, I know what I want to do. I'm gonna copy this code, copy it, paste it in here. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna, no. I know what I'm gonna do. Where's my web server? Where's my web server? Here's Richard H. Okay, and where's my? Here, Richard H. Okay, so file manager, great. Oh, here's my. When I go to when I go to Rich Alverson at, where is it? That's here, right? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Remove place, search place, test forms. Okay, that's these files right here. Okay, so I'm going to make a new file. I'm going to call it ITS387P.html. Okay, that's what I'm going to call it. Why? Because that's what I decided to call it. Click here, and I'm going to do a edit. What's HTML editor? I don't know. Forget it. I'm just going to do edit. And so it's blank. It's empty, right? And so I'm going to take this code, copy, and I'm going to go over to this, where was it here, blank thing, and I'm just going to paste it. Paste, there it is. And I'm going to save it, save changes. So now when I go back to File Manager and reload, ITS387P.html has got some bytes in it, okay? And so let's go back to here and refresh this. There it is, ITS387P.html. And if I click on it, look at that. It looks just like this. So that's how easy it is. And then you can, with any web page in the world, you can view the source, view page source, and there's the code. Any web page in the world, mostly. All right, so anyway, it's 2:15. CSS, this is pretty important. We're going to learn a lot about this. This is how you mess with let's see. I'm going to copy this CSS. Copy. And I'm going to put it here. Enter. Paste. And I'm going to save it. And I'm going to refresh and see what happens. Huh? Well, anyway. It's 2:15, okay. And then JavaScript. We're going to be doing a lot of that. And I see. It does look like that. Okay. 2.1. HTML document structure. Let's see, text that contains connections to other documents. Part of the document explains how to interpret structure as markup. Language. So I see, we're starting to learn HTML. That's nice. I tell you what, let's go out here. And I'm getting impatient. So let's take a look at this first lab. Okay, It's 2:16. This class goes till 2:30. So create a web page based on this news article. 5 things to know about rattlesnakes. I'm going to do right click, open in a new tab. All right. That's a nice article. Your web page should include the following components. It should have a title tag. It should have an image tag, which has got the logo. It should have an H1 tag, which is the title. I see. We can't just jump into this. We got to know what all these tags. Do you guys know what these tags are? Do you recall this from 227?
I do.
Okay. So this is no big deal.
Yeah, most of I think most of maybe the first 4 or 5 chapters is review.
Okay. Oh, good. All right, good. So let me see what's first 4 or 5 chapters is. Let me go back to welcome. Okay, so you did get into JavaScript, some JavaScript, and then I see. Then it starts to getting into the database stuff and programming, PHP, advanced PHP, and so on. Okay, good. That's kind of what I thought. But is some of this review helpful, or should I try to buzz through it pretty fast?
I mean, it's helpful for me to go through. I remember like 80, we'll say 80%. So it's helpful to pick up on the things that I either, didn't catch on the first class.
Yes. It's always nice to sort of be exposed to something that almost. It's almost like seeing a movie twice. You watch the movie a second time, you pick up stuff that you didn't. That how the movie's going to end and everything, but still you watch it a second time and you learn some more things about it.
And then I just had it last semester, so I'm not sure about people who might have had it in previous semesters.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So maybe I can. It's 2:19. Why don't I try to jump into this? And so. All right, so let's see what this is like. I'm going to download this, and I'm going to put it on the desktop here. It's called News Article. Okay, it's that. It's parentheses 1 because, there's the other one. Okay, all right. And that is, I actually got it down here already. So I'm going to sort of go with that. This. Let's see, let me just put this over here. So this is this the one I just downloaded? No, this is the one I just downloaded. Let me throw this away. Throw this away. Throw it away. So, okay, so this is one I just downloaded. I'm going to extract it. And it looks like this, extract. Looks like this. And this is the starting HTML document. I'm going to change the view to details. I like this view better because you see how big they are and everything. And I guess what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to edit this document. So I'm going to open this up using maybe this text editor here. I see. Okay. All right. Good. And we got these 2 pictures here. Okay. So here's the assignment. Your web page should have a title tag with the content this. Okay, so you should have this. Copy. Would probably go here. And it's a title tag that contains that. And then you got to end the title tag. Okay. As an image tag, it's got that in it. All right. I'm just going to put an image tag here somewhere. img src equals, and it's in the same directory, so I'm just going to use this. Whatever. And an alt attribute of this. Okay. Copy. Alt equals, paste that there. It's got an H1 tag that looks like this. Five things to know about rattlesnakes. All right, now I can see what this looks like locally. I don't think, by the way, I don't think I'm gonna finish this, but I can see what this looks like locally by just, see right here, I can actually like double click on that and it opens up, and this is what it looks like. See, this is what it looks like locally. There's that logo and there's this H1 tag, and there should be a title. See if we go up here, the title tag, 5 things, this title tag up here. And in fact, we can even go to our, too much stuff here. Well, we can even put it here by, this is, it's getting late. I'll show you that later, but let's actually I should show it to you now. It's called Index 1. So I'm going to do, this is lab news article. Call it lab new. Wait, what is this? It's 2.10 lab. So I'm going to create file manager. I'm going to create a new folder called lab 2.10. Okay. Whatever. Lab 2.10. There it is. Inside lab 2.10, I'm going to, can I upload? Upload. I'm going to upload. Oh, all right. I'm going to upload this and university logo. And in fact, I'm going to upload snakebite also. And then I'm going to, I guess I'm done. I guess it's already uploaded. Go back. Ah, there they are. And so now I can go to my website, which is here. No, not here. It's over here. Ah, here. Okay, so here's my website, my raw website again. And I created this folder. I'll hit refresh. There's a folder here now called Lab 2.10. I can go in there, and since it's the index.html file, once I click on this, it's going to open that file right up, because index.html is the default. So when I click this right here, it's going to go, boom, there it is. See? So this, you notice there's nothing there. This is the same as index.html, same thing. And if we view the source, we see that this is the code that we typed in. So this is exactly the code that we typed in. Anyway, so you can see it's that easy. I'm probably going to have you do many of your assignments, just, you know, so I can see them. Many of these labs. All right, so it's 2:26, and so I'm not going to see you again this week, but I'll see. I'll ask on the forum if there's any of these in chapter 2. How far are we? How far do we go? What's the syllabus look like? Okay, yeah, we're just doing this, and it's this week. So next week we're gonna go to chapter 8. There were 5 lab activities. I'll post. I'll post it. Maybe I'll use the poll, or I'll post something which gives me an idea of if you would like me to do any of these labs. Oh, somebody emailed me and asked me for help on one of them. So I can make a video, at least one video, between now and the next time we meet next week, with some more of chapter 2, if you'd like to see that. All right. So
Professor,
yes.
this is Robert. We had two questions. If you could make videos of the labs, that would be great, because some of them are easy and some of them are a little bit harder. And then my second question, you know, the cPanel, like the login for the web server. So I was able to get into it, but then where I'm having the problem on the cPanel login, I put my username, and then on the instructions for the password, your last letter of your name capitalized, and then your first name letter but not capitalized, and then your user ID.
Yes.
For some reason on mine, it's not taking my username. It's Robert CD, and then when I put the capital D and then small r and then put my user ID number, it's not letting me log in.
Okay, so it would be something like D, capital D, lowercase r, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you got to put in the percent hashtag exclamation point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so try that, and where this is, of course, your 8-digit.
Okay, now it's working. That's
okay.
Thank you. I thought it was something simple like that. I was like, I wonder if I put those characters, but then I wanted to. Thank you.
Yeah. I had to come up with something because I have a huge script that where I'll create like 75 of these websites at once, and I want it just to run and not have it stopped and say, you know, this password is not strong enough, you know. So I kind of, you know, just pulled some characters out of my butt and threw some stuff in there because I had to make it different enough, you know, so you didn't have all this. So anyway, yeah, sorry.
It's all right. And then, you know how you were asking earlier about those of us that took 227, the web design class?
Yeah.
The other classmate just took it last semester. I took it like at about a year ago, and Zybooks, it was optional. We didn't really use it. It was kind of more a crash course. You build the site and then, you know, went over some lectures. So the Zybooks, it's the content from this semester, because I know Professor Singer, because I have him for my internship class. I know he's using the Zybooks for the web design. The text is kind of very similar. It's a little bit different, but I think the Zybooks, all of this stuff is very important because in your class, because you know, it talks about it a lot more in depth, just like how in your programming classes, the Zybooks versus the Pearson. I like the Zybooks much better because it, you know, you're engaging it, and the labs that they have, especially in this class. I mean, it's really good because some of the stuff we never, you wouldn't do it in the regular web design class, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I think the book, the text is really good.
Yeah, yes, I'm really pleased with it too. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, well, very good. I'm glad. I'm using Zybooks in all my classes now, except for ICS 101. There's still,
Why is ICS 101? There's no Zybook for it?
you know, there is. Let's see. Yeah, there's. Let's see. I actually, it doesn't have everything, so that's the problem. It's I was looking at one of them here. I was looking at an evaluation here, but let's see, I think it actually expired already, so I got to renew it. But I don't know what this is actually. Internet basics. I don't know. I think I was trying to create as one here. Python. Yeah. See, we like to teach, Microsoft Office, and there's not really a Zybooks for Microsoft Office, so yeah, that's the problem. Anyway, okay, great. So I won't keep you any longer. I kind of want to keep these kind of short, 1 hour, so people can suffer through them. They don't have to suffer through them as long. So I will see you next week, and be sure you go to that whenisgood.richhalverson.com and check off when you can attend a class. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.